Hello, well done, and welcome to NME Albums Club with me, Jordan Bassett.
And me, Leonie Cooper.
Today, as ever, we'll be discussing 3 albums, 2 brand newbies, and 1 golden oldie.
1 stone cold classic. Maybe the best album of all time, but don't get too excited because, well,
I mean, I think you say that about every classic album we cover.
That's why they're classic albums.
Yeah, okay.
Because they're the best albums of all time. This is actually definitely 100% one of the best albums of all time.
She means it this time.
I do mean it this time, and you can trust me because I'm a trustworthy person.
That trustworthy face. Would she lie to you? No.
Only about small things. And so the other 2 albums, we have Sampha and Menace Beach. Firstly, we're going to talk about Sampha.
My heart was something drumming. No need to take from me. Don't throw the...
So here it is, Sampha's debut album. Process. And this has been a very, very long time coming. Because Sampha, who's a guy from South London, 27 years old, from Morden. Have you ever been to Morden?
Never been to Morden. Tell me about Morden.
There's a Good Shoes song about it.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's on the end of the Northern Line. Or like towards the end. I mean, I'm from North London, so
Sold.
I've literally never been to South London.
Well, I'm going to move to Morden now.
Are you really?
My new home.
Well, I'll never see you ever again then, will I, Jordan?
I'm going to sit in Morden and dance to Good Shoes on my own.
And Sampha.
Good times. Yeah,
and you can
Sampha.
dance to Sampha now, because now Sampha has an album. So he released his first EP in 2010, which is ages ago. Then he released his second EP in 2013.
Yeah.
And then he just he didn't disappear. He was doing some hard work,
Yeah.
but for other people. So he was doing production and collaboration and guest vocal appearances with only some of the biggest artists in the world.
Drake.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
Frank Ocean.
Also heard of him.
Solange.
Heard of her.
Kanye West.
No, I don't know him.
No. Yeah, the Kanye one's amazing. He was on Saint Pablo.
Yeah.
The track that Kanye stuck on the end of The Life of Pablo after about 4 months after he'd been out. What an amazing song
let's have another one. And FK Twigs as well, he's been doing loads and loads of stuff. So fair enough that he probably wasn't thinking, let me work on my debut album because I'm just busy hanging out with some of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah.
But finally, he gets it together and he's released this kind of incredible, beautiful,
It's amazing.
really stunning, touching, emotional, lovely album.
Yeah.
Which is called Process because it's kind of largely about the grieving process. So his mum died a few years ago, and this is sort of about that. And actually, I mean, I assume
Wow.
this is a lovely picture of Sampha with his mum. And it's only 10 tracks long, which kind of isn't that big these days, but they're all very, very powerful stuff. It's heavy music. It's music as therapy. It's emotional music. He kind of creates emotion with sound, even if the lyrics aren't particularly
and
about...
it's all very like understated and perfectly formed. It's these kind of like muted beats. And it's all very like intricate as well, isn't it?
It's, if you like James Blake, early James Blake.
No, it's better than James Blake.
Oh, really?
It's better than James Blake. It's better than James Blake because I think it's much more intricate and emotive.
From the heart as well. You can really tell that this is a guy who's thought about what he's doing and it's come from a kind of deep, special, lovely place. And also, despite that, it's got a banger on it as well. Blood on Me.
Yeah, that one's amazing. It's got this like massive like break beat. It sounds kind of like Massive Attack, doesn't it?
I feel like when I listen to it, I'm being chased.
Okay, it'd be a good running song.
Well, I was thinking, if I were to run, I mean, I've tried it a few times and I don't like it because A, it's tiring and B, it's boring.
So boring.
But if I was to try it again, I'd put that on and have some kind of running fantasy in which I was being chased. And I was
by
my God. But maybe not by Sampha. By people does it start with like grey hoodies? People wearing grey hoodies?
Right, okay, yeah.
Maybe they could be.
What a chilling thought.
I know.
But the rest of the album is much more like contemplative and introspective, isn't it?
No One Knows Me Like the Piano.
Yeah.
There's a very kind of bare bones, just him and a piano, because I think when he was little, his dad brought a piano into the house when he was about 3, and I think his dad has passed away as well. So it's all it's very kind of sad backstory. So this is about the piano that was in his house when he was a kid.
Yeah, the lyric is "No one knows me like the piano in my mother's house," which is a moving lyric.
Sort of sounds like a early Tom Waits song as well.
Yes, you're
kind
right.
Of
yeah,
ballady, barroomy type song.
Yes,
and that's the most traditional song on the album. I would say. There's Timmy's Prayer as well, which just sounds like a Solange song.
Okay.
Like if that was to be on her last album, which obviously he did production on, so it sort of makes sense. It's very neo-soul,
right?
Just stone cold good.
I like Cora, which starts off sounded a bit like a Go-Go Bordello song.
Whoa!
It is like in a very muted way.
I've not heard that name in about 25 years.
Yeah, I know.
Bordello.
But in a very muted way, and then it morphs into this weird, like jittery, crisp, like alt pop song, which I can't think of anything to compare that chorus to. It's so strange and kind of otherworldly. I can't think of anyone else that's doing.
That sounds like Go-Go Bordello.
Well, the intro does. You may disagree with me.
So, how many stars?
I mean, out of 5, it's got to be 4.5.
So it's a 4, and we have given it 4 in this week's magazine.
Oh, really? Well,
which is out today. Jordan, do you want to pick up the magazine and show the good people what they're missing?
Bowman's on the cover.
Yep. Some really good stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
Pick it up, find out what.
From your nearest outlet.
What is the next album that we'll be discussing?
Next up, it's Leeds 5-piece Menace Beach with Lemon and Memory. Here we are then, Lemon Memory. First thing to say about this album, not the most important, but probably the first thing, is this record's got a scratch and sniff cover sleeve.
Give us a sniff, Jordan.
So you scratch this lemon here, and it smells like... So QVC this, isn't it?
Good God, it smells of lemon, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of smells like toilet cleaner.
Well, it's like Jif.
Yeah.
Other cleaning products are, of course, available.
But it's cool.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Go on, give us a whiff.
Sorry.
That's good, yeah. And it's also...
That's good, it's kept its scent as well, because you've had that for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, totally,
and it hasn't,
Lovely lemon-covered record as well.
That's a very bold lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say lemon was a slightly lighter shade. But don't let me interrupt, as you were.
Anyway, so this is a bit of a, not a departure, but more of an evolution for Menace Beach, who started off last year with their album Rat World, that was very like 90s influenced, kind of grungy, alt pop, guitar-based record, very influenced by like Dinosaur Jr. and Pavement. This one's a little weirder.
Who are Menace Beach? Because I'm not sure if that many people will know.
5-piece from Leeds.
Leeds?
Yeah.
You like Leeds, don't you?
I'm mad for Leeds, yeah. I used to have a I Love Leeds mug, but it disappeared. Someone stole it.
Who knows where that went?
After seeing it on... but yes, so Ryan Needham and Lisa Violet, the two sort of founding members of the band, and I think the rest of them, it's quite a revolving lineup.
So could I be in the band? How much does it revolve?
I don't know if you're northern enough to be in Menace Beach.
Could do an accent.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it now. I need practice.
I could definitely be in Menace Beach.
Okay, you're more likely to be in Menace Beach.
But yeah, so Lisa Violet takes more of a kind of starring role in this record than she did in the previous one.
I heard it was recorded in Ibiza. However, it is not your traditional Ibiza kind of Balearic bangers record.
No, yeah.
It doesn't transport you to the White Isle. It's not a rave record.
No.
Why go to Ibiza?
Well, they went to
a
place called Formentera, which is a sort of little island just off of Ibiza.
Off another island.
Yeah, where Pink Floyd and Bob Dylan lived.
Oh.
At various times. Bob Dylan lived in a little windmill.
That's so Dylan.
Formentera, it's so
of course
Dylan,
he did.
Apparently the band, sort of when they were on a recce mission, hired bikes and went and rode round to Dylan's windmill.
Like Jonathan Creek.
Yeah, totally.
He is, in many ways, the Jonathan Creek of rock and roll.
yeah, I'm into that. Yeah,
Argue with me.
I'm the Caroline Quentin of rock and roll. Anyway, yeah, are you into this?
I am into this, but what I want to talk about is the name of the album. It's called Lemon Memory because it's based on a citrus-based curse that was placed upon the band last year. And a lemon curse is, right, follow me on this because you might want to do it at home if you have any enemies. So you take a lemon and you cut a slit in it, and then you put in the slit a photo or picture of the thing deserving of your attention. Right. Or hatred, possibly. Then you put 9 nails into the lemon. Bear with me. Then you then place the lemon in a bowl and cover it. You don't know.
I'm not convinced by any of this.
Then you place it in a bowl and you cover it with cursing oil.
What's cursing oil?
You can get it from Boots. And then as the lemon rots, so will the life and luck of the person on the picture. And Menace Beach believe that their house was placed under a lemon curse.
Oh, you don't want that, do you?
Because apparently there was a giant rat infestation and then a gang broke in and tried to beat up their landlord. So they believe a lemon curse was placed upon them.
I was sceptical at the start of this story, but rats, gangs...
You can't argue with it, can you?
No.
Sounds well dodge. Have you ever had a lemon curse placed upon you?
Well, I didn't think so, but I'm starting to wonder now.
Could happen to any of us.
I'm worried. It kind of explains why this album sounds so weird and doomy.
It's because of magic.
Yeah.
Bad magic.
There's a song on it called Suck It Out, which is kind of quite krautrocky. It's got this kind of like driving, repetitive rhythms, layers of reverb. It's quite claustrophobic.
Full on. It was produced by Ross Orton, who is a Sheffield guy who's done loads and loads of great stuff, like, as well as he's in Jarvis Cocker's solo band and has done loads of stuff with MIA as well, but he's produced lots of bands from this area. So Arctic Monkeys he produced, and Drenge as well. And there's a certain drenginess on this album, that kind of like heavy. Yeah. That's my impression of a guitar.
But it takes that to kind of like sort of lighter, more psychedelic places. There's a track, a standout track for me on this album called Can't Get a Haircut, which features the excellent line, can't get a haircut if you ain't got no hair. Which you can't argue with, can you, really?
Time for all the baldies out there.
But it starts off as this, like you said, this kind of like drengy, kind of grungy, like power chord riff, and then it kind of slides sideways into this really weird psychedelic place. So yeah, got lots of like, quite unexpected, like, weird stuff on this album.
You sound like you're a massive fan of this album.
I'm really into it. Yeah, I'm really into it. Yeah.
Is it because you're in the band, as we previously discussed?
Honorary member. We'll talk later, guys. But yeah, 6th member. I'll play like triangle or something. I don't know.
You could be the Bez.
I'll be a Bez, definitely. Yeah.
Bez friends.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So how many points, scores, stars?
4 again.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
I was going to say a 3.
Yeah?
I mean, I like it, but you seem to have that northern connection with it that I am lacking.
Yeah. Northern connection.
What's happening now, Jordan?
Now, it's time for the classic album, which is
Fleetwood Mac's Rumours.
Never go back again.
Okay, so here it is. This is my personal copy of Rumours, which explains why it's basically fallen apart, because I've played it so much. It's much loved.
Well loved, yeah, definitely.
And this album is 40 years old tomorrow. Ooh. So it was released on the 4th of February, 1977. Right. What a decade, what a time to be alive. It is.
I feel like living in California in 1977 is pretty much your vibe.
It is my vibe, indeed. Also, I really want this outfit that Christine McVie is wearing here. I'm going to get really into headscarves, I think. Okay. Also, is she on her phone?
She's on her iPhone. She got one of them.
So she's texting. That's an iPhone 7 as well. It's one of the big ones.
So ahead of its time, this album, wasn't it?
It was indeed. It is. So it's their 11th album, Fleetwood Mac. Which is kind of crazy to think that a band would get this far into their career and then release their big one. Like, bands would not be allowed to do that these days.
That's true.
But as well as it being their 11th album, it's also only their 2nd with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. So before they joined, Fleetwood Mac were sort of just the kind of classic British blues band who just kind of did, chugging along riffs. A good band, but it was the arrival of her and him with the hair, these 2 Americans who sauntered into the band and were like, hey guys, we're gonna turn this up to 11.
Yeah.
And made them a kind of poppier thing, a poppier band, and just maybe a better band. It's controversial.
Went 11 times platinum.
Yeah, it sold 45 million copies.
Insane.
It did well for them, didn't it? And I would say there is simply not a bad track on here, apart from Oh Daddy, which is a bit rubbish.
Did you say it's a bit rubbish?
Oh Daddy's not a good song. Every other song is incredible.
Okay.
Secondhand News, incredible. Dreams, also incredible. Never Going Back Again. Incredible. Don't Stop. Yeah, incredible.
It's one of those albums where every
keep
song
on.
sounds like a single.
Exactly, apart from Oh Daddy, which I just don't like. And to think that, so there's a song that Stevie Nicks wrote called Silver Springs, which is on later versions of this album, like special releases, which is beautiful and incredible and was going to be on the album, but they were like, nah, let's put Oh Daddy on instead. And I bet Stevie was thinking, you idiots, you're going to come to regret that, because Silver Springs is basically the greatest Fleetwood Mac song that's not properly on an album.
Right, okay. So this album is like very easy on the ear. It's like, it's very lush. It's full of beautiful pop songs and incredible melodies, which kind of belies the fact that there's a lot of strife.
We're talking about the drums.
Tension going on behind the scenes.
So let's go through it.
Leonie, I struggle to keep track of all the sort of romantic drama going on behind the scenes here. Can you please talk us through it?
Talk about the shagging.
Talk about the shagging, please, Leonie.
Right, so Christine McVie and John McVie were a couple, hence having the same name. In fact, married. They break up, I think, just before this album. She starts going out with the lighting guy in the band. They don't really speak to each other apart from to discuss like musical matters.
Right.
So they're not really on speaking terms. At the same time, so these two, Buckingham Nicks, also a couple, but it's very off and on, and they kind of argue a lot. She starts having an affair with Mick Fleetwood, who is also married, but his wife is having an affair with his best friend. And then he gets back together with his wife, and these two sort of get back together. But she's still off with the lighting guy, and it's complicated.
It's like an episode of Hollyoaks.
Yeah, but like one with a better soundtrack.
Yeah. Didn't Christine write You Make Loving Fun about the lighting technician?
Yeah. Oh. And then makes him play it.
That's so brutal.
That is jokes. That is what that is.
Top trolling.
And they're also, all these songs are a bit about each other, and the way this band works as well, a lot of the songs are just written by one person and they all take them to the table. But the Chain, which you may know from Top Gear, is the only song on this album like written by everybody.
Right, okay.
And the Chain is, what a tune.
God, this is your top tune on this.
Don't make me pick.
Don't pick one. Okay, what do you like
all
about
of my children.
Anyway?
What do I like about the Chain?
Yeah.
Dun, da, da, dun, da, 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 da.
It's such a great impression.
And the harmonies. So this is a very harmony-based record. It's, as well as being very poppy, it's sort of very folky as well. Like Secondhand News is basically a kind of a jaunty
it uses
British
a bit of
folk song.
what kind of like riffs on the Bee Gees, jive talking, which explains why it's got that sort of like finger clicking vibe to it.
Do you want to know an interesting fact?
I always want to know one of your interesting facts, Leonie.
The working title for this album was Yesterday's Gone, which is the title of the new Loyal Kana album.
Mad. Is that where you pinched it from?
Probably. Also, so along with all the shagging, there were also the drugs as well. Apparently what would happen in the recording sessions is they would they'd sleep all day, get in about 7 p.m, have like a massive feast of food, wine, then they'd get on the cocaine. And then about 1 a.m, when they're all totally wasted, you're like, should we record? This is like what someone who was doing the recording sessions with them said. And then they did, but somehow it's amazing. They often said that they made their best work when they were off their faces.
And they took all the clocks out of the studio as well, so they sort of had no idea what time it was or like what was going on.
They just kind of knew how much drugs were left. That was their clock.
Yeah.
Another thing I would like to mention, it's Mick Fleetwood's balls.
Take these out, and that's quite sort of like a tasteful image.
But then it's perverse, isn't it? So these were stolen apparently from a toilet cubicle. They were the
club
Chain. Yeah.
That they played in.
Oh my God, do you think the Chain is about this chain? And it's got some wooden balls.
Big balls, yeah.
And they were his lucky thing. Like when I've seen them play a bunch of times, and he always has his balls out.
Not the same one, surely.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Mick, wouldn't you? Is there a nice pair?
40-year-old balls.
So like he's sort of wearing like velvet breeches.
Yeah.
It's a strong look. They're in character, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stevie also, ballet shoes. A lovely poof as well.
Yeah, they're kind of like just playing by their own rules at this stage. It's like it's all internal logic, isn't it?
They can sort of do what they want as well, because the album before this was very successful, and then I think a lot of money was thrown at them, which they spent on drugs and a minor bit of recording time.
Yeah, well, it all paid off.
It really did all pay off, and I think, yeah, greatest album of all time. Come on.
Do I need to ask you how many stars you're giving this album?
100.
Yeah.
And that's out of 5.
I'm going to top 105. I'm going to top you.
105. Oh, look, I'm just going to... Look at this. Look at all the fun they're having.
That does sound like a
Look at the fun. They're just having such a lovely time, despite all the strife.
Yeah.
I want to know what... here. Lindsay Buckingham's shirt says milt. Is that like MILF?
Did that word even exist then? Again, so ahead of their time.
Exactly. Brilliant. And look at the shorts here. Look at those denim cut-offs.
You said that you want to steal one of these looks. I think I want to steal one of those looks. I don't forgot the legs for it, though.
It's the shorts. It's the shorts and the cigarette. That combo.
Great look.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to go back to the office and stick this record on, I think.
So loud.
Probably.
But we're going to skip Oh Daddy.
Yeah, I'll talk about that one.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Join us next week for more chat, more albums, and possibly me in a pair of short shorts. Actually, no one will watch it if I say that. No.
No.
I promise I won't do that.
Well, don't worry. I'll just cut off his jeans for him.
Don't do that.
And he's not looking.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.